fantastic places to do nonprofit work I could ever imagine. We don't compete, we help each other. If you step over the border to the little town to the west of us, if I raise $1 and you don't, you assume that I got your dollar. And so we are fiercely competitive. In Westport, we have never been, in my experience, competitive about that. In fact, we've tried to help each other raise money. And when we have new needs that come up, we talk to each other about them so that we don't compete to do the same thing. We try and do things in ways that are cooperative. It's a tremendously wonderful thing, begun by Bernice Corday. And there's Westport Western Clergy Association. It's the first time, I've been here for 25 years, but before I came here, I'd never been to a clergy association that was interfaith. It was usually just all the Protestant clergy. Here the Catholics are part of it, the Unitarians are part of it, and the rabbis are part of it. That's unique, and we continue to thrive. One of the glues that holds Westport together, and again, remember I'm retired, so I can say anything, is that we are not Darien. And we are proud of it. I remember, well, Cleve's not Darien anymore either. He's Buchanan now. One of the rabbis said to me, if you're a Jew who lives in Darien, you claim to be an Episcopalian. One of the things I heard back in '98 when we did our capital campaign was people talked about the Aryans from Darien. One of the things sometimes when people listen, why do we need to do this? I said, well, we're not Darien. And so we go. There's also some evidence that the glue that binds us together is weakening. The United Way has merged and is no longer here. Bernice was just an unbelievable community leader. She's not been replaced. The Red Cross has merged, even though I give blood regularly to the place on Westport Ave. It's not in Westport. Janet showed up at everything. You could not see the fire department without saying Janet. That has not happened. Bernice, of course, has died. Janet is very much alive and living in the city. The various religious congregations are under a tremendous amount of stress. Their members are under stress, so they're under stress. Fundraising for them is under stress. PTA is strong in the lower grades, kind of weak in high school. But when I moved here in '85, crossing Imperial Avenue to Myrtle Avenue was not taking your life into your hands. Today it is. We drive much more aggressively than we drove then. It used to be that it was true that Westporters didn't share their wealth. Kip Thompson, whom Al probably knows, told me that on the board. He said, you can never tell how much money anybody has in Westport because they don't show it. Today, many people in Westport not only show their wealth, they show wealth they haven't got yet. The profile of the client in the Gillespie Center and Hoskins Place has changed dramatically over 22 years. In the years when I started, all of our clients were either white or black. That was all, and white, Protestant, or Catholic. Today, the profile includes Jews, Hispanics, and Asians. In the late 80s, Jewish, Hispanic, and Asian families still held together. Today, they've become like all the rest of us. I remember back in '89 or '90 when I would go and speak at Temple Israel, and I asked kids where their parents came from. Their parents all moved out of a Jewish ghetto in the city. Well, now they don't remember that. They remember moving. They all grew up in splendid isolation and they've become very Protestantized. And not a good thing. The family's breaking down. Just a few words about town government. I don't think, with peace to Gordon, but I don't think town government has changed appreciably over the years. We've changed a lot of the personalities. We've been able to do things. Elected officials have changed, but it is as true today as it was when I came here that one cannot speak of the mind of the town of Westport. The town of Westport doesn't have a mind. We just saw that. I can see how mindless it can be when the P&Z sues the RTM. You have various boards and commissions, each of which have their own mind. So we don't have, if you can say that the city of New York has a single mind in its mayor, you could not say that of the town of Westport.